Hello my loves, welcome back to Lavendaire. Today I'm going to show you how I plan and keep track of my goals and my vision board on Notion. So I use Notion to plan a lot of my life, a lot of my to-dos, and starting the end of last year is when I really started to use Notion more for like visualizing my goals and keeping track of the progress of my goals. So if you don't know about the Artist of Life workbook, this is something on my shop that I designed and created, have been using for like almost a decade now. But this is what I use to really plan my goals and break things down and get really deep. And I still use this, but I use Notion to kind of keep all of the, I guess, main points from my workbook on Notion. So all my main goals for the year, the main things that I want to remember, the grand vision of my life, my values, just all the things that I want to keep top of mind, that I want to focus on, is on Notion. And then Notion, because it's digital, also makes it really easy for me to like make updates and keep track of how I'm doing towards my goals, which is something that I've been trying this year. So essentially I use both the workbook and Notion in combination for my life and goals planning system. And the template that I shared today, I'll share it with you guys. It's in the description down below if you're curious. All right, here we are on the Notion page. I've titled it My Best Timeline because this is my space to really keep top of mind all the things that are most important to me, all the things that will help me live my best life on the best timeline. After doing a lot of journaling, a lot of work like in the workbook or on my own, I've boiled it down to like the most critical, crucial information to put on this Notion page for me to look at every single day so I can be in the right mind space and with the right energy. So I'll give you a little tour of all the different sections. The top is the grand vision, and this is my space where I put the, I guess, big things that I want to focus on. My values. I have a list of the things that I value the most in life. So my freedom, love, joy, peace, creativity, and authenticity. And then I just kind of have like, you know, short descriptions of each. This section on the right is how I want to be remembered. And I came to this sentence after I did a journaling session on like my purpose and what I want my legacy to be in this lifetime. Like if I die, like this is what I care about, how I want to be remembered. Anyway, I want to be remembered as a peaceful, wise, kind person who used her talents fully and contributed from her heart. So you can already see from like these top two sections that I am really trying to hone my focus and attention on like what truly matters to me in this lifetime. Down here, I wrote some intentions that I want to focus on, and these can kind of like switch in and out, but currently these are like the three main intentions that I have for living my life as a whole. The first one is to develop and deepen my creativity and intuition. The second is to play a role in furthering the progress of humanity and the well-being and consciousness of people, to do work that I'm proud of. And then the third intention is to have the freedom to choose how I spend my time and how I choose to live my life. And then over on the right, I have like just notes on the lifestyle that I aim to live. So for me right now, the lifestyle that I aim to live is abundant, beautiful, full of love. I have some affirmations that support that, like I have more than everything I need and desire. I surround myself with beauty, enjoy the beauty of this world, yada yada. Another thing that's important to me is living with vitality, bright energy, and great health. So I live well, I am well, like I care about just doing all these things to prioritize my health and vitality. So that's the grand vision section, and you can already tell a lot about me in that section. Like it's kind of like a mission in how I want to live my life and what I want to focus on in the very big picture of things. So I'll scroll down, and then this is where I go into my yearly theme. And in the future, obviously, I'm gonna keep updating this and swap this out for like the next year and so on. But for 2024, I don't remember if I shared this already, but my theme for 2024 is joy. So this is the year where I am joyful, thriving, sparkling, just saying yes to all fun activities, just trying to be my most joyful self, even in the small things, like the way I live my everyday, find joy in every day. Like I created the joy journal. If you haven't heard of it, it's on my shop, and that is a journal I created to help you focus on creating joy in your everyday. So anyway, that is my theme. And then on the right, I have another page where I break down my goals, but I'm gonna go over that later because I think that's less important. I have some affirmations that I wrote to kind of guide my year. And then down here is the good part. And this is the part that made me really excited to share this video with you guys and this template with you guys. So basically, I use the Artist of Life workbook to reflect on what I want my goals for this year to be. And I kind of reflect and look into every area of my life. And then after I decide what my main goals are, I write them down in a list. And usually I just do text, but I started to add visuals to my goals just because I'm a visual person. And so this essentially becomes like a vision board of your exact goals for the year. And then what I love about Notion is that you can click into these and then you can write notes. Okay, so this is essentially like it's taken from the workbook. In the workbook, you write your goals, you write why this goal matters to you, how you might achieve this goal, and then I just kind of copied everything over to Notion so I can read it anytime I'm on my phone. So for example, my important goal, one of them this year, is to create an intentional, organized, peaceful home. And I have like a visual from Pinterest, and then I have my why, like why does this goal matter to me? And then for me, it's my environment impacts the way I feel. I want to feel peaceful, not chaotic or out of control. How am I gonna achieve this goal? So the how section is just brainstorming the different ways, methods, processes that will lead you to achieve this goal. You don't have to know everything exactly, but you just kind of write down what you think might get you there. So I wrote down some things here, and then this is the part that I started to do this year on Notion, is to have this like journal for each of my goals. And the journal is basically a log for you to keep updated on how you're doing towards that goal. Typically, a lot of us set goals and then we forget about them in the middle of the year, right? We forget that we set them. We don't even look back at our goals list. And so they're just like, whatever, we just fall off and we go on with our lives. So the purpose of this Notion page is that you have everything that's important top of mind. So we had the life vision stuff, and then now for the goals, like you have a visual and you have all your goals laid out for the year here, and it's flexible. If you decide you don't care about this goal anymore, you can delete it, you can archive it. Like I love that it's just very adaptable. But anyway, this journal is kind of where you just write the updates. It's just like a diary of how you're doing towards your goal. And then I do that for every single one of these goals. Like for example, here's another one. I prioritize my self-care and well-being. Here I have my why, I have some hows, and then I have some journal entries on how I've been, keeping on top and on track with this goal. For example, another goal here, I surround myself with great music and vibes. I came to this goal because I realized that I'm always feeling so fulfilled and joyful when I am at concerts or surrounded by music. And so this is my year to just say yes to any concerts or festivals that come up because they genuinely give me so much joy and fulfillment in life. So just some whys, hows, and then the journals. Another thing I want to do is practice learning new languages. So I'm focusing on Chinese and Korean at the moment. My why, my how, my little journal. And so keeping my goals visually and in Notion this way allows me to see, okay, which goals am I focusing on? Which goals have I not been working towards? Because I do look at this pretty often. I try to look at it every night. It keeps my goals top of mind. It reminds me to make progress towards each of these goals. And it's okay knowing that I don't have to work towards every single one of these goals all the time. You have seasons of your life where sometimes you might be in a season of self-care and you really prioritize that. Sometimes you might be in a season of your career and then you put more energy into that. Like, I'm okay with not having all of these journals equal, right? Like some of these journals might be more detailed than others, but that's also why I like Notion, is like you can organize and prioritize things. Like if this is more important to me, I'll scoot it up, right? So this is literally in my order of priority when I was creating this vision board, and I do change it once in a while. I already know there's like another goal I want to add on here that I haven't added on here yet, but anyway, that just goes to say, like, I love using Notion because it's so flexible, and customizable. Which brings me to this quick break I want to take to thank Notion for sponsoring this video. So as you can see, I use Notion to organize my life in so many ways, to plan my life, my work, my travels, cooking, home design, and so much more. Notion is a place where you can write, plan, organize, and rediscover the joy of play. You can brainstorm and organize your ideas in Notion, plan how you're going to bring them to life, and everything in between. Notion is literally for everyone. Whether you're a student, small business owner, or founder, you can unlock the power of Notion. You can use it for personal goals and for work without breaking focus because everything is in one place. With Notion, you can easily toggle between your personal and professional workspaces seamlessly. I do this all the time because I'm working both on the Lavendaire team workspace and then also with my personal goals and my personal workspace. You can also explore using Notion AI to improve your workflow, from summarizing meeting notes to generating action items to getting answers to any question with a new Q&A feature. Notion AI helps you unlock your next to-do in a matter of seconds. I use Notion every single day to plan and organize my to-do list. So every day I am on this focus template where I organize all my daily to-dos in this like weekly view. I've shared this in another video. I'll link the template down below if you're curious, but I also keep track of my self-care and all my notes and just so many things on that page. It really helps me organize my life in a clear manner, and I just love how Notion is so flexible. You can really create any templates you want, and that really works for me. So if you can think it, you can make it happen with Notion. You can try it for free at the link in my description. All right, let's continue the tour. So I mentioned there was a page in here called the goal book. And so this is a space to like break down your goals for the year. It basically correlates to the section called the goal book in the Artist of Life workbook. And that's the section where you break down your goals for the year by the quarter and then by the month. And then if you want, you can break it down by the week as well. So everything that I would write in the workbook, I just transfer it over to this goal book page. Like, what's my theme for the quarter? What's my focus for the quarter? So here is just quarterly focus. So quarter one was about foundations. Quarter two is to expand. And then I kind of have like personal and work goals. And then over here, monthly goals is kind of where I add my monthly themes and monthly goals. And if I reach the goal, I'll check it off. If I don't reach the goal, I don't check it off. That's just, and then I might move that goal to the next month. And on my weekly template, I actually have my monthly goals on the top as well. So this is kind of copied from that. Down here, I really haven't used this, but I just have space for like breaking down your goals here. I mean, just use this how you like. I don't really use this that much because I use my other like workbook and my other page, but I like to have at least my monthly and quarterly goals there. Back to my best timeline template. So under this goals vision board section, I have a timeline, and for now, I use it as like my travel timeline, but essentially it's a timeline to plan like the big things in your life for the next year to 3 years. And I haven't filled this in yet, but it's based on this concept of like, okay, what are the big things I'm gonna do this year? And then what are the big things I wanna do in the next 3 years? So it's based off the concept of this vivid vision exercise that I've shared on my channel before, where you lean into the future 3 years and envision what your ideal life looks like 3 years from now. And you try to be as specific as possible. So this is kind of the space where you would jot down like some like bullet points of like what your life looks like, what you have achieved, or just the things that you have around you in your life at that future point in time. And then this timeline is just kind of a way for you to like, you know, jot down like, okay, maybe this year is this phase, this year is that phase, and then you can kind of like map out what the time looks like in the next year to 3 years. So I've honestly just mapped out, like I mentioned, the next year in terms of like travel and seasons. So that's all I have for now, but I like the timeline view here because this page is like ongoing. Like I can continuously use this to plan my future timelines, and I like to be able to see things visually like that. Anyway, on the bottom, I have a section called Current Me versus Future Me. I have my Current Me, Future Me from last year here because I haven't done one this year yet. But once I do one this year, I'm gonna put it here. but this is the exercise that I have in the workbook that you just like draw your current self, everything related to that life, and then your ideal future self 1 year from now, and then you paint the picture of that ideal self. So anyway, the bottom is really less important. The main part is this like goals, vision part, as well as everything on top. You can see everything goes from like most important to least important. So I spend more time on the upper half of this template than I do on the bottom half, but I like to have it there because I do come back to look at current me, future me, and yeah. So that is the template for my best timeline. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tour. If you're curious, you want to try it out, I'll have the template linked down below along with all of my other Notion templates. One more thing that I'd like to share is an iPhone tip for Notion users. So I have so many Notion pages. Some I access every day, some are more important than others. So a hack that I have found is to create widgets that directly go into my favorite Notion pages. So on my phone, I literally have like direct access to my focus page, which is my weekly and daily to-dos. My best timeline is here. So literally the two most important templates for me are here, timeline, focus. And then I have one for like content planning. So whenever I get like ideas for YouTube videos, I just like click into that, immediately brings me to like my list of video ideas. I just love having direct access to my most important pages. I'm always clicking into like focus because this is how I track my daily to-dos. And then like I mentioned, I try to review my best timeline every single night. And that gives me the opportunity to review my goals and to go into them and jot down any notes if there are any updates I have. Let me know if you've tried any of my Notion templates and what you think about them in the comments down below. Let me know if you have like any suggestions on how I can improve this template, but I feel like I personally like what's going on here. And again, everything on Notion is super customizable. So if something doesn't work for you, if you don't like a section, delete it. Like you can rearrange things, change it up however you want, make it your own. That's what's so fun about Notion. That's it for today. Sending you lots of love, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.